Mr. Minister, Mr. Vice President of Parliament, Mrs. Ambassador, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning to you. Welcome to the Geneva Press Club. Welcome to those following online. On this first day of the World Health Assembly 2024, we are glad and honored to welcome Taiwan Health Minister, Mr. Taiwan Chu. His message today is important and clear. Taiwan is willing and able to help wherever there is a need. Thus, Taiwan's participation in the meetings, activities, and mechanisms are relevant. Taiwan's efforts and its significant contributions to the global health has proved essential in helping develop an inclusive global cooperation framework. Mr. Minister Taiwan Chu is accompanied today in the Geneva Press Club by the Vice President of Taiwan Parliament and 3 members of this Parliament. After their interventions, we'll open a Q&A sessions both here and, of course, online. And I'm glad to give the floor now to Dr. Yoon Chin Lo from Ministry of Health. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Director of the Geneva Press Club. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Yi Jin-lo, Deputy Director General of Taiwan CDC, Ministry of Health and Welfare of Taiwan. And on behalf of the Ministry, I'd like to welcome all of you to this press conference of the Minister of Health and Welfare of Taiwan, Dr.邱泰源. In just 1 hour, the 77th World Health Assembly will begin, and this will mark the 8th consecutive year Taiwan cannot attend the assembly. In today's press conference, Minister Chu will address why Taiwan's exclusion is a loss to the world and the WHO. Later on, joined by 4 distinguished guests of the cross-party parliamentary delegation. After that, Minister Chu will take questions from the media on-site and online as well. Let me first invite the host of the press conference, Minister of Health and Welfare, Dr.邱泰源, to deliver the opening address.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for having taken the time to attend this press conference. Representing the Ministry of Health and Welfare and the 23 million people of Taiwan, we are calling for the international community's support and urging the WHO to act in line with this year's WHO theme, All for Health, Health for All, by including Taiwan in the proceedings of the WHO as an observer and allowing Taiwan's regular participation in WHO meeting activities and mechanisms. Taiwan stands firmly behind actions that could save lives, such as amendment to the international health regulations, the WHO pandemic agreement, and the WHO 14th General Program of Work, which addresses promoting health and well-being, advancing primary health care, ensuring universal health coverage, and achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, SDG. Yet, due to political consideration, WHO has continued to exclude Taiwan. This undermined WHO's efforts to create a more comprehensive global health architecture. This situation greatly hinders pandemic prevention efforts. I would like to reform that neither UN General Assembly Resolution 2758, no WHO resolutions 21.1 mention Taiwan or provide legal authorization for the People's Republic China to represent Taiwan in the UN system, precluding Taiwan's meaningful participation in WHO based on these resolutions cannot be justified. Neither the Republic of China, Taiwan, nor the PRC is subordinate to the other. This is the status quo across the Taiwan Strait, and an internationally recognized objective fact. Only the democratically elected government of Taiwan can represent Taiwan's 23 million people in WHO and other international forums. China has no right to interfere with or restrict Taiwan's participation. Taiwan has the capability and the willingness to contribute pandemic-related products. For example, during the early stage of COVID-19, Taiwan was one of the few countries willing and able to donate personal protective equipment and other medical equipment to countries in need. One of our manufacturers also developed an COVID-19 machine and licensed the technology to the WHO and the UN. The new president of Taiwan, Lai Ching-te, he is a medical doctor. He has devoted himself to the health of Taiwan, of people of Taiwan. And also, he very concerned the health of people around the world. Being a force for good, Taiwan continues to help the international community realize the right to health by working to improve medical care, strengthen climate change adaptation capability, and provide psychosocial support in areas in need. Taiwan is willing to share our experience to help the world more rapidly reach the sustainable development goal that concern health and well-being. Taiwan's participation in the WHO and the WHO is a matter of health, not political. We sincerely appreciate the support extended by diplomatic allies and like-minded countries for Taiwan's meaningful participation in WHO. Taiwan is willing to work with WHO to overcome the health challenges of today and tomorrow, and realize its mission of health for all together. The whole world will benefit and be healthier and fairer and safer when global health endeavors include Taiwan. Thank you all again for coming today.
Thank you very much, Minister. Next, we'll hear remarks from our parliamentary delegation of Taiwan. Let me first invite the head of the delegation, Vice President of Parliament of Taiwan, Dr. Jiang Qichen, Johnny Zhang. Dr. Zhang, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, good morning. It is an honor to be here today, representing the Parliament, together with our 3 other legislators from different parties, and 23.5 million people of Taiwan. I want to extend my sincere thanks to all of you for joining us before the commencement of the 77th WHA just right away. So your presence here today help amplifies our voice and bring our voice to the whole world. And we are here to deliver a very strong message, that is, to join the WHA and WHO is our very consensus in Taiwan among the different parties, across the party lines in our parliament. This year, the WHO has chosen All for Health, Health for All, as the theme for WHA. These themes underscore the fundamental belief that health is a basic human right, and everyone, regardless of their circumstances, should have access to the highest attainable standard of health. However, it is with deep regret that I must highlight that Taiwan has been excluded from this international community and organizations, WHA. This exclusion serves as a contradiction to the spirit of leave no one behind, and also against or actually contradicted to the theme of Health for All this year. So by denying Taiwan's participation, the WHO is not only marginalized 23.5 million people of Taiwan, but also undermining the global commitment to the health, equality, and inclusiveness. So for me, without Taiwan, WHO is not health for all. That's why we are here, continue to voice that the inclusion of Taiwan in the WHA and WHO mechanism is not just help Taiwan itself, but also help the whole world. And that will make the theme All for Health, Health for All, complete and good for the whole world. So in light of this, I call on the international community to support Taiwan's inclusion in the WHO and WHO meetings, activities, and mechanism. Only by doing so could we ensure the tragic pandemic like COVID-19 never happen again. And in participating in WHA or WHO mechanism, I think we are not just provide our experience, share our experience. I think more importantly, that will create more international cooperation in dealing with the pandemic around the world or in the future. So the other thing I think today we are here is also try to voice that when the WHO is dealing with the pandemic agreement this year, please leave no one behind, and please including everyone and every communities, every state in the world in this agreement. So once again, thank you for being here. The path we have chosen today is not easy, we know, but we do our best, and we will never give up. And we will do this for not just Taiwan, but the whole world and the community in the international health cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jiang. Next, I would like to invite the Honorable Legislator, Dr. Chen Jinghui, to give a few remarks. Dr. Chen, please.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and respected colleagues. I'm Dr. Jinghui Chen. I'm a legislator from Taiwan. I'm also a doctor and a mother of 3. I advocate for infertility patients and also equal fertility rights for all people. This year's theme, Health for All for Health, underscores our shared commitments to universal health coverage, a principle Taiwan ardently supports. Taiwan is recognized as the 21st largest global economy for its semiconductor industry and public health resilience. Our effective management of health crises, such as SARS and COVID-19, with minimal loss of life, is due to our robust healthcare system and universal health coverage. Despite our contributions, Taiwan is unjustly excluded from the World Health Organization, silencing our voice and health rights of 23 million Taiwanese people. As a founding member of the WHO, Taiwan deserves its role in global health governance restored. As a mother of 3, a doctor, and a legislator, I am committed to promoting health and well-being. Taiwan is poised to contribute further to global health security with expertise in pandemic preparedness and response. It is critical that Taiwan can share this knowledge freely. So today, I urge you all to present to support Taiwan's re-entry into the WHO and WHA. Let's collaborate under the Health for All for Health banner, ensuring every country and person has its voice in global health policies. Taiwan is having a successful system of health for all, and we all Taiwanese people are ready to share a future where health is truly for all and all are for health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chen. Next, I would like to invite Honorable Legislator Wang Zhenxu. Dr. Wang, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dr. Lo. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, good morning. It is an honor to be here today. In the face of new and existing global health challenges, it is imperative that we foster broad international cooperation. The goal of the World Health Organization this year demands the necessity of a synchronized health network. Regrettably, the assembly today still leaves Taiwan out. We are here to voice out the importance of Taiwan's inclusion in the WHA. Taiwan is renowned for its prowess in combating global pandemics. In Taiwan, we have witnessed again our pandemic response, including our sound health care system and the application of digital technology in providing smart pandemic response solution during the COVID-19 pandemic. Taiwan has proven itself a capable and indispensable stakeholder in the global health network. With our health expertise, Taiwan deserves a seat at the assembly. So, what is keeping Taiwan from participation in the WHA? the Chinese government has been doing all it can to exclude Taiwan from international community by distorting the UNGA Resolution 2758 and falsely claim that the resolution reflects their so-called One China principle. The truth is, Taiwan is not even mentioned once in the entire resolution. The resolution did not recognize Taiwan as a part of the PRC. It did not authorize the PRC to represent Taiwan in the United Nations. I want to emphasize that only the democratically elected government of Taiwan can represent the 23.5 billion Taiwanese people in the international community. I hereby urge WHO maintain a professional and neutral stance, repudiate inappropriate political interference, and include Taiwan to the WHA and all WHO meetings, activities, and mechanisms, all for health Taiwan can help. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot, Dr. Wang. Last but not the least, I'd like to invite the Honorable Legislator Lin Yijun to give her remarks. Please.
Hello, everyone. I am Lin Yijun, a legislator from the Taiwan People's Party and a professional pharmacist. 20 years ago, in 2003, Taiwan suffered from the SARS. We learned from the harsh lesson that infectious diseases know no borders. Because of that, 20 years later, Taiwan was able to tackle the challenge of COVID-19 pandemic in a much more resilient and prepared manner. Taiwan was one of the first nations to learn the pandemic risk and quickly implement adaptive measures. We also use technology such as AI, big data, and surveillance networks. The cooperation of doctors, nurses, and pharmacists have ensured that epidemic prevention supplies reach those who need them most. This cooperation has kept Taiwan infection rate far lower than that of most countries. During the pandemic, pharmacists across Taiwan volunteered to deliver medication directly to the home of quarantine patients, reducing the risk of transmission. Moreover, Taiwan have made significant contribution to universal health and is committed to share our experience and expertise with the world to help achieve health for all. As Taiwan isn't a member state of the WHO, it hasn't been possible for us to participate in the negotiation of the amendment of the international health regulation and the drafting of the pandemic agreement. Taiwan's experience in pandemic prevention have shown our capability to make a significant contribution to global health. Taiwan shall not be excluded from the international health framework. I am Lin Yijun, a pharmacist by profession. Thank you for your attention and support.
Thank you very much, Legislator Lin. Now that we have heard the opening address by the Minister and also the voice from the parliamentary delegation, we'll proceed to the Q&A session. for the Minister, Dr.邱泰源, to answer questions raised from the media. We'll first take questions from the floor first, then we'll proceed to those participating online. You're welcome to raise questions in either English or Mandarin, and our interpreter will help translate English into Mandarin for our minister to answer subsequently. And please, before you raise your question, say your name and also the media you are representing for our understanding. So now the floor is open for the media. Please.
My name is Bilal Baluch. I am a victim of the Chinese intelligence in Thailand. I was arrested in Thailand by Chinese government. My question is, I work for the 8 News in Taiwan. I've been Taiwan 2 times. My question is, which name you are going to knock the door of the WHO? I mean the name of you are using, just like a China still. And the second question, how you people, like Johnny said, you are going to ask the help of the international community. Do you get support from Japan and the United States and other international organizations and France and Europe? Which mechanism do you use for that? Because I know that United Nations still do not accept your passport. I wrote an article about it in Taiwan Times, I think. So how you solve this issue? Because China is a big dragon and is keep pushing you beside all the time, everywhere, every platform. Thank you so much.
我的问题有2个，第一个就是台湾要加入 WHO 所使用的名称是什么？第二个是这一次要参加 WHA 的时候，是不是有获得美国或其他国际友人或者国际组织的支持？因为就我的了解，联合国并不接受，并不承认中华民国台湾的护照，而且中国一直在各方面的对台湾持续打压，所以我想知道，就是台湾想加入 WHO 现在所获的支持有哪些？谢谢。
好，我们台湾就是台湾，台湾的国名就是 Republic of China， 所以用台湾用 Republic of China， 我想都是我们要坚持要使用的，来参与 WHO 或 WHA 的活动。那至于说是不是很多的国家来支持台湾加入WHO 或 WHA 的相关的活动，我想我们每一年都可以看到更多的理念相近的国家，或坚持健康是基本人权的国家，更多的国家在支持这个力量，我们每年都看到，所以也会让我们台湾所有的人民更加的有信心，未来会更有机会来把我们台湾最好的医疗、防疫、公卫的水准来分享给世界各地。我们会继续往这方面争取更多的支持。那不管是中国对在政治力的影响，我相信健康人权这个理念永远是 WHO 的基本的理念，以及世界上所有人民在追求的理念。这是一个正向的，我们台湾就是往正向的方面一直在努力。谢谢。
Taiwan is Taiwan. Our national name is the Republic of China. So we will insist in using the Republic of China or Taiwan to participate in WHO or WHA activities. As for your second questions, the number of countries supporting Taiwan's participation in WHO and WHA increase every year. And all like-minded countries or countries that insist in that health is a basic human rights continue to increase their support for Taiwan's participation in WHO and WHA. So that gives us the full confidence
of all people of Taiwan when we try our best to share Taiwan's best practices in public health, in our anti-pandemic efforts, in our health system with the rest of the world. So we will continue to strive for more support from the international community. Facing China's political interference, I believe that WHO, based on the spirit of health for all and for health, and all countries that pursue this belief, we will continue to move toward this positive direction in the future and ask for more international support. Thank you.
Okay.
你好，中央广播电台记者刘品熙。想请教2个问题。第一个问题是 ，WHO 现在正在谈判大流行病公约，还有 IHR 的修正。那台湾虽然在 IHR 里面是只被列为地区，但是它是有角色跟功能的。那如果现在大流行公约它成案通过的话，那可能就是台湾会被完全的排除在外，那会进一步的影响我们在国际医疗卫生体系的空间。那台湾接下来要如何应？那第2个问题是，台湾多年来争取参与 WHA 跟 WHO 的这个主力一直是放在争取友邦还有一些友好国家的支持，然后累积声量，但是其实一直好像没有一些实质的突破。那未来的话，是不是会另辟蹊径？比如说，就是培养一些国际人才，然后从打进国际非政府组织，把台湾的力量渗透到国际非政府组织里面去，然后再进一步的去往国际组织来努力，那进一步的发挥我们的影响力。那接下来的做法跟策略会是怎么样？谢谢。
Two questions. The first one is that the WHO pandemic agreement is expected to be finalized this year. In addition, the WHO is also discussing about the amendment to IHR. I know that Taiwan is listed as a region and also has its role and function in IHR. However, once WHO pandemic is finalized, Taiwan will be excluded from this agreement. So I want to know how Taiwan is going to respond to this exclusion. And the second question is that Taiwan's strategy over the past few years has been accumulate the support from our diplomatic allies and like-minded countries for their support, however, without concrete breakthrough. So I just wonder about Taiwan's future concrete measures and strategies facing this kind of situation. For example, is Taiwan going to cultivate or train more international talents to allow them to participate in more international NGOs or international organizations so as to exert more influence in these organizations to have breakthrough? Thank you.
Thank you. 我用中文回答。我想要回答这2个问题之前，我们要了解一件事情，除了政府的努力以外，台湾的人才济济。过去几十年来，台湾在医事人员的培育，以及台湾很多的优秀的人才投入到医事的工作里面，他们不但在国内提升了我们国内的医疗水准，让我们台湾人民得到更好的照顾以外，这些专业的团体都是非常重视国际间的参与，所以各个专业团体与国际间的组织关系都十分的良好。我们也许多的台湾的专业医事专业人士都担任国际医事组织的理事长、副理事长非常重要的职务，所以这就是一个很重要的一个资源。我举个例子，我们台湾医师会，当在周庆明理事长还有张必正秘书长的努力之下，我们过去几年，张必正秘书长都一直参与在世界医师会在 public emergency， 就是说在 public health emergency 这些议题里面，我们台湾 是主导这个怎么写的过程，就是因为我们的 COVID 防疫，我们过去的水准让世界肯定，所以我们来主导写这个statement。而我们不止自己一个人，我们台湾至少有一个 team， 集合了各个医疗院所的团队来写这个 team， 这就会影响到 WMA 世界医师会的重要的方向。而 WMA 跟 WHO 是非常关系密切的。我只是举一个例子，我们台湾有几十个、上百个、超过100个以上的专业团体，就是每天在做这些工作。这些工作就是我们将来会成功的一个基础。所以这一次看起来 pandemic agreement 在比较有 political 方面的影响，但是我们会用各种其他的方式来深入来影响，甚至有一天它的内容可能都是我们台湾经验，我们台湾要引以为傲。那我刚刚有讲过，所有的这些医师的团队，他们培养的年轻的人力，这些慢慢的，他们也会出国留学，所以都结合的，那个很多的国际的友人哈，像我过去曾经在日本东京大学念过研究所，我很多的学弟学妹同学现在都是在国际的组织工作，我想我们在这种场合也会常常见面。这只举个例子，我想那个台湾一直在培养国际的人才，当然台湾未来也应该投入更多的资源给这些组织、这些团队，来努力。像我们在座的江冠宇医师，他也曾经代表 WMA 的一个青年团来到很重要的场合来发表台湾防疫相关的一个论述，得到WMA 许多国家的一个肯定。我们要珍惜这些资源，我们更要来鼓励这些资源。我们台湾也要投入在这一方面更多，我相信就会达到目标，就会比较更快。谢谢。
Before answering your two questions, I hope that you understand that in addition to our government's hard at work, actually Taiwan has a lot of talents. For example, in the past, we have a lot of excellent medical professions and outstanding talents devote themselves to this kind of work, both at home and abroad, to further increase the medical health level or standard, and to take care of more people, both at home and abroad. And actually, these medical professionals or groups have participated in many international events or activities, and they have cultural relations with many international groups or organizations. For example, many of Taiwan's outstanding medical professions have key positions in many important medical organizations and associations, like serving as president or vice president, and all of them are very important assets for Taiwan. For example, TMA's President Zhou Qingyuan and also Secretary General Zhang Bizheng have been engaged with WMA for many years and also participated in drafting the public health statement to share Taiwan's outstanding performance in COVID and anti-pandemic efforts. And these, actually Taiwan already has an excellent team comprised of Taiwan's medical and institutions and hospitals to fully engage with WMA, which has very close cooperation with WHO. Therefore, I believe that Taiwan has hundreds of such professional groups and organizations which will serve as a solid foundation for our future success in participating in WHO and WHA. As we see that WHO pandemic agreement might have political ramifications, however, actually Taiwan contributes our valuable experiences in many parts of these contents. And I believe that Taiwan's young talents and outstanding medical personnel have studied abroad and have get acquainted with many international friends. Taking my personal experiences as an example, I studied graduate school at the University of Tokyo, and many of my senior and young classmates hold key positions in many international associations or organizations. So in the future, Taiwan will invest more resources to promote our participation in these medical associations and cultivate more medical professionals. Another example is our Dr. Jiang Guanchi, who also shared Taiwan's experiences in anti-pandemic efforts with WMA and has won the wider recognition for Taiwan's experiences in anti-pandemic efforts. So we need to value these resources, and Taiwan will invest more in cultivating and in accumulating such resources in the future. Thank you.
中央社记者田希如，我有2个问题哦。第一个想请教邱部长，世卫秘书长谭德赛总是以会员国支持度来回应台湾的参与，那支持中国的会员国比较多，似乎也是个残酷的现实。请问台湾如何突破这个结构性的障碍？第二个问题想要请教江副院长，联合国2758号决议是否成为那个？抱歉，我重新问一遍，联合国2758号决议成为中国阻挡台湾国际参与的理由？一中一体是否成为台湾国际空间的障碍？这个是否也显示一中各表、一个中国各自表述的无效？
Two questions. The first one is to Minister Chiu. WHO Director General Tedros always said that it is up to the support of WHO members to decide whether or not Taiwan can participate in WHO and WHA. And it is a cruel fact that the number of members supporting China outweighs the number of supporting Taiwan. So how Taiwan is going to overcome this structural obstacle in the future. And the second question is directed to our Vice President Johnny Jiang. The United Nations Resolution 2758 is always cited as a major obstacle for Taiwan to participate in international organizations. Therefore, it seems that the so-called One China issue has been an obstacle or hindrance for Taiwan's international room, and does that mean the one country with different interpretation no longer exists? Thank you.
谢谢。我想这是问我那个问题是非常好的问题，也非常重要的问题。那我个人是生长在自由民主的台湾，所以民主还是我们的核心价值。那我们在过去我曾经担任过2届的家庭医协会理事长，我们那个时候就常常在做国际的竞争，争取位置，这个真的都是要投票的。那包括后来我们为参加安联缓和医协会，每一个协会我们都在国际间非常的努力。在医师公会全国联合会的时候， 我们为了争取我们有理事的权利，我们也感谢外交部给我们跟卫福部给我们很大的支持，让我们有一席理事可以在里面讲话。这就是民主的体制，我们必须要了解跟克服。那所以必须要的资源，我们当然一定要投入，才能够争取到代表。那个还有就是理事的位置，将来要投票也比较有希望。这是比较我们一般看法。那我个人的见解是说，潜在的实力、潜在智慧的发挥、创新，我们用创新的方法。所以我每一天，我们在这里，我们每一天都在想，有什么创新的方法、创新的策略来突破目前所有的 barrier。我想这个就是台湾人的一个智慧，永远不要放弃我们这个潜能跟智慧。当然也包括我们台湾是一个和善，也是跟世界各国做良善互动的关系的一个国家的人民。所以我们除了建立很良好的关系以外，我们自己也要把自己所有的分内的工作做好。那所有的那可能的话，也能够帮助世界的各国。今天世界医师会，他为什么那么支持台湾？他永远有2个理由。一个理由就是台湾拥有高品质的医疗防疫的水准。第二个，台湾又不吝于去支援世界各国弱势的一个国家。我想这样的一个指出这2点重点，就是我们未来要努力、要突破的一个地方。我想我们一起发挥台湾人的智慧，我们发挥台湾人的友善的关系，应该就可以超越票数的突破，来进入更多的一个国际的殿堂。谢谢。
This is a very good and important question, and I have been raised and I have been born and raised in a democratic and free Taiwan. So these values are the core values of Taiwan. And taking myself as an example, I've been the president for Taiwan's Family Medicine Association, and we also have experienced fierce competition in the international associations by voting. And in addition, I also served president for the Taiwan Hospice Association, and so and also the president of TMA. And after our hard work, we finally have a seat in the association with the support of MOFA and Ministry of Health and Welfare at that time. We understand that we need to overcome this reality of democratic system. Therefore, in the future, we will devote ourselves to more investment in these resources to have more seats in International Medical Association and mechanism. And if facing the future, I believe that Taiwan needs to use innovation and forward-looking strategy to have a breakthrough in facing these barriers. And I believe that the people of Taiwan will have its wisdom and its potential to face the future opportunities. In addition, Taiwan is a force of good. So I believe that as long as Taiwan do its part and continue to help the international community, I believe that we can obtain our goal. And why WMA always so support Taiwan's participation in WHO and WHA? There are always 2 reasons. Because of Taiwan's high quality health system and also our excellent anti-pandemic efforts. Second, Taiwan is always so generous to help those countries in need. So in the future, we will continue to move toward these 2 directions. And I believe that with the wisdom and potential of the people of Taiwan, and as a force of good, I believe that Taiwan can overcome this reality by voting in international associations or organizations. Thank you.
好，这个 我用中文回答了第一个，我们感谢美国还有其他在国际上支持我们参与国际社会的友人，他们的关心、协助跟支持。第二个，联合国2758号决议案它有它的历史背景跟各方的考量。实际上，它主要是处理 PRC 当初加入联合国的入会案，它并没有影响中华民国的国际法律地位。也就是说，中华民国目前在台澎金马仍然享有领土主权，还有治权。第二个，依照中华民国宪法，我们实施有效的统治。第三个，我们具有国际上，也就是履行国际义务的能力，理应享有参与国际组织的权利，也就是中华民国的国际法人地位仍然存在。那当然，我们考量我们的处境，还有两岸特别的关系跟复杂性，我们过去以来一直推动台湾对于联合国还有其他专属机构的有意义参与。所以今天为什么我们在这边开记者会，仍然不断的呼吁，而且也希望大家能够了解目前我们的处境还有状况。这也是为什么我们2002年也能够成功的参与 WTO。我们并不是到目前为止没有参与任何的其他国际组织，包括 UN 的 Functional Organization。那甚至有一些可能也是未来我们想参与，但目前可能还没有得到这个观察员或者是这个会员的一个地位了这是我对你刚刚讲2758号这部分了。那第二个我要补充的是说，国际政治当然很现实，但是我们希望我们的国际友邦、国际的友人，大家不要只看到台湾半导体的重要性，而选择不看到台湾的健康人权所以同等重要了这也是为什么我们站在这边也是呼吁国际正义嘛，对不对不能只看到我半导体对你有利，然后就要我们去设厂，但是呢我们的健康也很重要更何况我们的健康产业也同样未来可能是在国际上扮演类似像 TSMC 这样的角色这也是刚刚部长所提的嘛我们在国际上的这些贡献。那其实 all in all 这些都是我们的软实力，我们的 soft power那怎么样用这个 soft power 我们能够得到更多的国际支持，这是我们要努力的。最后一个我要补充的是，作为国会、作为立法院的成员，我想我们今天来也除了表达人民的声音之外我们也希望透过国会外交的途径也就刚刚讲说其他的管道，我们能够去说服让其他的国会其他国家的国会跟他们的人民的代表更了解我们的状况我想这是我们今天立法院来跨党派到日内瓦来很重要的一个目的。谢谢。
Okay, we can probably take one more question.
Translation into English.
Oh yeah, sorry, please translate.
So first of all, I would like to thank the United States and other international friends for their support and care for Taiwan. And when it comes to Resolution 2758, it was created under a historic context and there are considerations regarding this resolution. However, Resolution 2758 deals with PRC's membership in the United Nations. It does not affect the ROC's legal status internationally. And Taiwan and its territories still enjoy sovereignty and the right of governance. And China's, and this does not affect this does not affect the ROC's governance, and also it does not affect Taiwan's rights in terms of international participation and engaging with other nations. And therefore, the international legal status of the ROC continues to exist. However, due to the complexity of cross-strait relations, Taiwan has been faced with many challenges. That is why in the past, we have been pushing for Taiwan's meaningful participation in the UN and UN agencies. That is also why today we are here at this press conference to call on all our international friends to understand Taiwan's international situation. And in 2002, Taiwan successfully participated in WTO. And it is not that Taiwan is not a member of any international organizations. This includes UN functional organizations. And of course, moving forward, we want to participate in more organizations as observers or an official member. In addition, we understand that international politics is usually tend to be very pragmatic, but I want to urge our international friends to not only look at Taiwan's semiconductor industry or TSMC. Taiwan's people's health rights, human rights are equally important. That is why we are here to urge the international community to exert international justice and not just look at the benefits and interests brought by TSMC and their investment, because we also want to highlight health for all. And Taiwan's medical industries may, in the future, be as important as the TSMC in terms of international medical community. Those are Taiwan's soft power, and the question is, how do we utilize these soft powers to create and gain more international support? That is also a path we will work on and work harder. And in conclusion, I want to say that today we are here as the legislators, members of the parliament. We are here to voice the consensus of our people, and we want to use interparliamentary diplomacy as an alternative path to gain more support for Taiwan's international participation. And we also want to use this platform to voice the voice of our people. That is why we are here today as a cross-party parliamentarian delegation.
Thank you. All right, we'll take the question from the gentleman first, then the lady. Please try to stay short, please.
Thank you. My name is John Lin. I'm a CEO of Stop United Fund, and I was also serving as a Secretary General of the World Taiwanese Chambers of Commerce in 2017-2018. As we know that WHO Director General is trying to always put the voting to the state members for Taiwan's issue to be admitted to WHA. And we know that Africa, the countries in Africa, they have at least 50 votes in there. And our foundation, we have an East African Center in Uganda. And we also have a lot of Taiwanese chambers people, business people in Africa. They're doing very good project. They're doing very well connection with those government, public officers in African countries. And I always try to see whether we can have more congressmen to visit the country in Africa, number one. And I also, during the organizing our May 28th global forums, we received some inquiry from African countries. They indicate they want to have certain high-level meeting or collaboration project with the Minister of Health and Welfare in Taiwan. So there will be a certain information that I want to share later on with the Minister Chu, and I want to share, hopefully our congressmen will have more opportunity to visit Africa, to establish, to actually further down our effort, a lot of Taiwanese business people effort and NGOs effort in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you for your statement and the information sharing. Now we'll continue the Q&A session. So take questions from the journalists over there.
不用翻译吗？
不用。
三立问轩，我想问一下部长，刚才有说到，其实近年来台湾是积极培育了很多的医师人才，然后在国际可以替台湾发声。但是现实的问题，就是中国其实也是成为台湾一个很大的问题，就是阻碍这个发展。那有没有可能在未来的资源分配上，让更多的 NGO 组织以国际论坛或是更多的方式，然后邀请国际的学者，让国际的友人以及学者具有权威的背景替台湾发声，这个是最好的方法。
Minister Cho just mentioned that Taiwan has a lot of medical professions, and however, we know the fact that China is the manufacturer of obstacle, and Minister Cho said that probably Taiwan will invest more resources to cultivating talents, and does Minister Cho consider whether through this international forum, inviting more international friends or experts to speak up for Taiwan in the future? Is that one of your considerations in the future?
因为时间的关系，我就简单回答哈。我想刚刚提的这个问题一定要做，而且已经在做。而且未来要加强在做哈，比如说刚刚我们世台基金会的林志明执行长，他的讲很多他做的事情，他讲的比较少了，他做的更多了哈。那其实很多单位都 NGO 单位都一直努力在做，像我们在座的吴运东大使，他担任过医师公会全联会理事长，他当时到现在每一天都要求我们医师公会要有基金来推展国际事务，他深深的体会到，国际事务需要人才，还有各种资源才能够推。那我在这边也当然，我相信我们的江副院长，他本身就是很长期在推动很多外交国防方面的工作，他也一直体认到这个部分也是非常的重要。我想我们未来一定要更加的努力。谢谢。
Due to time constraint, I will be very brief. What you mentioned is that what we have done and what we are doing and what we are going to redouble our efforts to, just like our friend in the Taiwan Chamber of Commerce just shared. Actually, Taiwan's many NGOs have done that so far. And another example is our ambassador at large, Wu Yundong, who was TMA president before, and as of today, actually. Ambassador who requests us every day that, or remind us every day that we need to put more resources, put more funds, and to cultivate more talents for international affairs. And I believe that Legislative Yuan Vice President Zhang Nizhang has devoted himself to foreign affairs and national defense work, and I believe that he will share with me this view that this will be a very future direction. Thank you.
And that concludes our press conference today. I want to thank the Minister and the honorable legislators for your attendance, and also all of you who attended here in Geneva or online. And special thanks to Geneva Press Club for your wonderful organization here. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good day, and please support Taiwan's participation in WHO and the WHA. Thanks.